All right, perfect. We are recording. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Well, welcome tonight to our Tuesday night team Zoom. I'm super, super excited. We already have 113 people on the Zoom today, so that is stinking awesome. My name is Crystal Pearl, and this is my husband, Josh Pearl.
What's up?
We are part of your Ambassador Diamond Uplines, and we're super excited. This is something that we do as a team every single Tuesday. We come together for a Tuesday night team Zoom, and this is really our time to pour into you guys. We always like to say we like to give you the meat and potatoes in these Tuesday night team Zooms. We like to give you skills that you can actually take away and use to help build your business. We try to keep the fluff out of it and just really give you some concrete, solid skills that you can take with you into your business as you head into the week. So we're super excited to have such a big group with us tonight. I know Carrie and Tay usually do their own Zooms, and we kind of combined it today. So that's super exciting too, to have such a big group. So it's going to be fun. So we just came out of an awesome event. We just had the Pheonix Bootcamp last week, and it was incredible, wasn't it? It was so awesome. You know, it's so funny because I've been in this business for almost 7 years. It's going to be 7 years in July, which is just insane to me. But it's so funny because I've been to so many events. Like anytime I see a corporate event, I have to be there. I love them. It fills my cup. It gets me fired up. But it's so funny to me because every single time I think, you know, how can I learn any more than I've already learned? Or how can I be any more fired up than I already have been in the past? And every time I leave with like these awesome little nuggets and new relationships with people, and I'm just even more fired up every single event when I couldn't possibly think I could get any more fired up. So we're excited. It was an incredible event. So we kind of just asked a handful of people that were there. I know a lot of our team, a lot of us are from the Midwest. I know there's a lot of our team from kind of all over, but a lot of us are in more of the Midwest area. And it was super fun because we had a handful of us that made it down to Pheonix. And I loved it because it was warm. It was hot. It was not warm. It was hot there. And so it was really fun to kind of be there actually in a smaller group because we really got to spend some awesome time together as a team. And so I asked everybody who was there that could join us to kind of hop on and share some takeaways that they had and some aha moments that they had. So Friday night opened up with a special event that was for anyone who has achieved the lifetime rank of diamond or above. And that was so cool because we really got to have some really small, it was a really intimate event with Mark Pentecost flew in from it, our CEO, which was just awesome. Mike Cotillo and Pam obviously were there, and just some other leadership, Cammie. So that was really cool. And if you are diamond above and you are on this Zoom and you have not yet been to a boot camp, I'm just going to tell you right now, you need to get to one. Like you need to do whatever it takes to get to one because we are in such a special time with our company right now. And if you're not diamond and above, you need to get there so you can get to these events because we're at such a special time in our company that we can sit down in such a small setting with our CEO and really be poured into. So it was something that was just really special. I think that
they opened up with a 5-minute selfie session.
Yeah, that was really cool. 5-minute selfie session. Everybody got to run around and take selfies with whoever they wanted to. So that was cool.
Selfie with Mark
yeah, it was super fun. And I think we ended up there were 6 of us on our team that were there. So we're going to go ahead and start with, let's start with Carrie and Tay. Are you guys on? There's so many people on. I can't even see who is all on.
Hello?
Hey. Okay, so let's see. Carrie, there might be some background noise. Can you mute?
Yep, I'm checking everybody.
I'm ADD, you guys, so if I hear background noise, I'm like, I can't.
I'll mute everybody, and then you just unmute yourself.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Perfect. So, Carrie, I know both you guys, you have been to plenty of events too, but don't you think the boot camp was just awesome in Pheonix?
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was awesome, and I also love it because we just always have so much fun when we go. So I think it definitely, we talked about how we came home, like, and it just filled our cups and just, I don't know. I mean, we were sitting at like Josh came down at like 1 a.m. We were all just hanging out with like Pam Souder and Stephanie Dunn. I mean, like you being able to surround yourself with people that you don't normally get to surround yourself with, like that is huge. And I think that's even like when you pick up like these little nuggets and just this one tip that'll completely change your business. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, Dave, what do you have to say?
I think I would agree with the same time. It's been we haven't traveled we missed the first boot camp. So one of the things I always kind of talk about after we leave it is, I think Mike Patillo said it one other day, he said you have to stay close to the fire. And that just kind of hit home with me again, because, I always preach that after we leave the events, because, once you go to the events, it's, you learn a lot from the events. We always learn. So, it's not like we're lacking the knowledge, but you're actually, in small situations like you talked about, we're just sitting in the lounge and you just sitting around and you have like Joel Dunn, Stephanie Dunn, Pam, and just top income earners, Josh and Kristen, a lot of other people just come around and you just sit around and you just talk and you just share what's working and what's not working. I think those are the big moments that really impacts your business. Just kind of it just kind of fills you up a lot, and it's just the love that they give you. It's not like they just sit there to see you to take pictures and do it. It's actual, it's genuine love from the connection that you had in the past, and just building that relationship and just knowing that you have sidelines that you didn't know previous of this, and you just come together and you able to just love on each other, because people think that ambassadors, that you don't have any struggles, you just living the good life, and it's easy to get caught up in that. And, it's a lot of times it's good just to surround yourself with those people who you can just have intimate conversation with, and just let people know like we struggling, like how are you getting through this, and just being able to talk, whether it's over dinner like we did with the Pearls, and just having a good conversation that sometimes it's just not about business, it's about life. And, just being able to open up and just have that conversation. I think that once that you get your cup filled in that way, then the business, like I said, you already have the knowledge, and it just kind of leaves you down fire and just ready. And I think Cammie said it. I'm gonna tell you exactly what she said. I wrote it down. I won't be long, but I love that Cammie said this. And she said, this business is about leaving people better than you found them. And, with this business, when I heard that, I was like, this is awesome. Because like I said, when we just had conversations with you guys, that was just like, put the business aside and just really get into life and what's going on in life. That just made me fall more in love with not just the business, but you guys as people. So I think when you say stay close to the fire, it's more so stay close, stay strong about, people that's going to lift you up, that's going to help you get through your marriage, that's going to help your life for the better. So, I mean, when I say stay close to the fire, that's what it really means. And I think that's really what hit me this weekend.
And I think that, like you see that people are real, like getting to events like that, just being able to talk with Stephanie Dunn, like we just love her, but like she's so real. Like they go through life and they went through the things that we're going through, and and she started at distributor, and so you just hear these little stories and you run into people and you're like, oh my gosh, you eat pizza too, you know what I mean? Like you're real, like, and then you're like, oh wow, if she can do this, then I can do this. And I think that's when you really decide that you're just gonna go do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we say it all the time that, the events themselves are so awesome. You're going to learn so many tips and tricks, but I agree with you guys 100%. It's the magic of events is the connecting with people outside of the event, those late night talks in the lobby or at dinner or whatever it may be. And part of it too is just sometimes creating relationships with the sideline. I know for a lot of people on our team, they've said that those have been what has got them through this business, is creating those strong sideline relationships, those relationships with people that don't benefit, whether you're successful or not. And, sometimes that's what we're missing. And so getting it plugged into those events, you're going to really create those relationships, and it's going to be awesome. So I definitely agree with that. Is there any other tips? I know we have a lot of people that we asked to get on. Is there any other tips that you guys want to share? Like something that you heard that was just a powerful takeaway, whether it was from Friday or Saturday night?
Well, this also came after the event because we had like this ambassador girl time or whatever, and I was just talking to Alyssa Billy, because we're really good friends, and I was asking her, because she has so much leadership on her team, I'm like, how did you create this leadership? And this literally was the simplest answer, and I was like, why did I not think of that? But I think sometimes you just have to hear it from somebody else, And they just like put it into perspective. And so I actually wrote it down and I made a little video about it. But my business grew the moment that I started to step up into leadership. And this is what she's telling me. She's literally was like, my business grew when I stopped hiding my face. And I said, and we went back and we talked about this. Like, I remember as a Ruby, I was hosting team meetings because Crystal was all the way up in the cities and we lived in small town nowhere, you know? And so I just had I didn't have my upline closed. So I just started having team meetings, and then they just slowly started to grow, and people saw me stepping out into leadership, and they saw me doing things like even like hosting team Zooms and then, so Alyssa really said, she said, I tell my team, like, you need to step up, because once you step up, your team's going to start stepping up. And then if you're hiding, then your team's going to hide, and they're not going to grow, and they're not going to do what they need to do, but they need to see you doing it first. I was like, man, that was just so gold for me. I mean, it just like literally was like, oh my God, it's so good.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Well, and I think sometimes too, and then we'll take it over to Tay, but I think sometimes too, because I was kind of similar, you know, when I started in this business, we didn't have upline that was local, that was doing anything. So Lori and I started doing team meetings. I think I was an executive and she was a Ruby. And so kind of the same thing, but that really forced us into that role. And so, you know, just for people who are on here that, you know, you have a team, when we say that, we don't mean like step away and create your own page or start doing your own meetings or anything like that. But you can do smaller things. Like you can get on a Zoom with your team and game plan, or you can get together and do a power hour, you know, organize these things. So, you know, still use the leadership. Don't feel like you have to do it on your own, but go out of your way to step up and start leading and start pushing and putting some of those things together. And I think that that's going to make a huge difference.
Go live in the group. Give a tip.
Yep.
Tell us what you learned and tell us what you read.
Yep, absolutely. How about you, Tay?
I would say anything else. The only thing, you know, Mark, he had that Friday night, he had a lot of just small nuggets that he dropped on us, and it really hit home a lot. But one of the things he said is, you know, you don't get into network marketing or just it works and just expect for it to be a career. You know, you got a reason why you want to get in. You have just a little bit of extra money you need. But the one thing he said, we should treat this like a career. And, you know, with a career, you can't just it'll have its seasons, but, you know, during the season, whether good or bad, then you got to keep pushing forward. So if I can just encourage anyone on this Zoom, you know, this is a career for us. You know, this is, you know, maybe when I left my job going on 2 years ago now, this was our only option. You know, we had no number two, no anything. So it's a career for us. So, you know, with that, you have to be a lifetime learner. You have to invest in yourself on a daily basis, whether that's personal development, whether that's just reading the Bible, whatever the case may be, listening to Audible, whatever the case may be, you have to invest that time into yourself and, you know, just be intentional with your time. Not saying just because it's a career that you have to go and work, you know, 7 to 10 hours a day. Be intentional. Have like, I know last night, one lady, she said she do 3 power hours. If she can do that and she can just work her business for 3 hours out of the day, but she's very consistent with those 3 hours, then she is effective. So, you know, treat it like a job, treat it like a career. No, think long term. Don't think I'm not diamond by next month, then I'm quitting. Just think if I can be an ambassador in 5 years, then, you know, I don't have to worry about anything for the rest of my life. So, you know, think long term, your goals long term. Think what this can do for you in the future. And just remember that, you know, it will be seasons, you know, good or bad. You have to continue to bring in new people into your business just to keep everything, keep everybody inspired and excited. And just treat it like a career. You know, if you hate the career you're in, then, you know, this Zoom should be your last Zoom if you don't like doing this. So if you look forward to just being really honest, you know, so love what you do. Because, I mean, for me, you know, I don't necessarily work the business 100% like I used to, because I'll allow her to work the business 100% while I take care of my family and other aspects. So, but I do know, you know, when I did work it 100%, I had to work it. I couldn't sit around and just post and expect people to, you know, reach out to me. I treated it like a job, and I was very consistent. That's what people like to see, consistent. If I can leave you one thing that I've learned over my time is And it was said, you know, people won't buy from you, people won't do anything if they don't know you, they don't trust you, and they don't love you. So if your social media and your person, carry yourself well and know that you have to build a relationship with people and get them to know you. If it's your family, get them to love you, and just get people to trust you. So if you can do that with anybody in your market, then you can get them into your business.
I don't think I've even heard you say that.
Let's go.
I gotta get my notes.
I know, it's so good. I'm sitting here, I'm like jotting stuff down. I was like, I was there. I love it. That was awesome. Thank you, guys. If there's anything that you think of too as we're going through, just go ahead and hop in. But all right, let's go over to Connor.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Just fabulous.
Good.
I had quite a few aha moments, and a lot of them were when we sat in the lobby till 3:30 in the morning. I was so tired, but oh my gosh, it was so worth it because, like Carrie said, how often do you just get to sit there and talk with Pam and the Hughes and Duns, like they're normal people, because they are normal people. And it was just so awesome to sit there and hear their stories about business and listen to Pam tell us about, you know, different products or, you know, things that she's gone through, and just know that we're all going through the same exact things. But a couple of my aha moments were you can't outrun a slump, but you can run through it, and that the journey isn't always going to be a straight up arrow, and it's more going to be like a zigzag, like windy, curvy arrow, but it's constantly going up. And if it was easy and the constant straight up, would everybody be doing it? And so it's those of us who have the grit and the determination to keep on pushing forward that are going to end up at the top. It shouldn't matter how long it takes you to get to ambassador, which, you know, is kind of something that I've been going through, but I've been growing with it and learning from my experience, because I'm like, well, why can't I be the one to go ambassador in a year, you know? But everyone's journey is different, and although I've gone through a slump, I'm not going to quit and give up. I'm going to keep on pushing through it, because that's part of my story. So no matter what your journey is, it doesn't have to be like mine. It doesn't have to be like Carrie's. It doesn't have to be like Crystal's. But no matter what it is, if you just keep going, you're going to get there too. And then your story is going to touch someone else's heart or their life in some way, shape, or form along the road. And they're going to be able to relate to you. And you're going to be the reason why they get to keep going, or why they choose to keep going. So as long as you can deal with the fact that you're not going to have this straight up arrow to success, and deal with the fact that owning a business means bumps in the road and dead ends at one point, but pushing through those dead ends, you'll get to the top too. And so I think that was one of the biggest things, especially for me to hear, even when like talking to Stephanie and even Crystal, because I didn't know this, but like the bumps that you guys have had, like even when they got to double diamond and, you know, they'd have a team fall apart or something would happen, but you guys didn't quit. You kept pushing through it. And now look at where Stephanie Dunn is, and look at where Josh and Crystal are. So I think that was I had tons of aha moments, but that was one of my biggest ones to hear, because I needed to hear it.
That's awesome. And I think so many times, you know, it's been such a staple in our business. You know, we've heard over and over again at corporate events, your journey is your journey. Like it's something like you just like it's ingrained in your head. But like another piece of it is your journey is your journey. Enjoy it. You know, I think so many times we can get stuck on that path where it's like, you know, we're just pushing, we're grinding, and we're not getting to where we want. And we can be missing so many things, so many lessons that we're meant to learn with where we're at. And,
right, exactly.
and get to that point where you're
one of the biggest parts of it is you really got to keep your blinders on. Like people say, don't look left, don't look right, but seriously, don't look left and right. Because I mean, on this road to ambassador, I catch myself so many times comparing myself to other people that I get off track and I get sidetracked and more focused on their journey, and I have to snap myself back into it, because I have to realize that this is my journey. This is my story and my journey that I'm going to get to tell. And it's unique in its own way. I mean, I will bust my butt to get to ambassador instead of having to go work at some 9-to-5 job for the rest of my life. I don't care if it takes me 5 years.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that is important to hear, because everybody's going to go through a slump. Like no matter who you are, you're going to go through a slump. If you haven't yet, get ready, because you're going to. I promise you that you will. But it's just deciding to recognize like, here, I'm in a slump and this is what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to push through it, because I mean, I think sometimes people think like they get in a slump or they get in a funk and they think, well, this must not be for me. And it's like, no, that's the greatest things happen in your business when you come out of that slump, when you come out of that season.
It's growth.
Mm-hmm. I love something that kind of went with this is that I think Mark said it. Somebody said it at the Diamond and Above night, and I can't remember who, but they said you can't control how you feel, but you can control how you act.
Mark said it.
Yep, and that's sometimes, you know, it kind of goes right along with that, you know, we don't feel like doing our business. Maybe we have life going on or whatever, and we just don't feel in the mood, or we're in a funk or whatever it may be. But it's just something you just need to get to the point where you don't think, you just do the actions. You just do what you know is going to help you to be successful. It's like when you're working out in the gym, like I talk about that all the time. Like you have to get to a point when you want to see success that you don't even think. Like you don't feel like going. Who cares? You move your feet. You go and get in the car. You know, it's just one foot in front of the other. It's the same thing with our businesses. You know, you don't want to eat well. It doesn't matter. You just start making the food. You start putting the food on the plate, whatever it may be. You don't feel like taking your supplements or whatever. You just take some water, put them down the hatch. You know, it's just one foot in front of the other. And that's how you get to that successful point, because you're controlling how you act, not how you feel.
And this is a whole other topic, but what we're getting at there is goals. You know, how do you know where to walk? How do you know where to run? How do you know where to focus? And that's your goals. You know, when you don't feel like it, look back at your goals and remember that you put them there for a reason. And that's what's going to keep you moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that was awesome. Thanks, Connor. We're going to move on to the next person because I know we have a few people that are going to talk, but same with you. If there's anything that you think of, just go ahead and pop back in.
Okay.
All right.
Something Connor said there, actually, sorry to interrupt, was it kind of related with the topic that we did get on. We were up late that night talking on the couch with a group of ambassadors and whatnot. And it was that, like, imagine this. Imagine if in each of our pages, ambassadors went live. And, like, this probably won't happen, and maybe it will. You know, you will hear all these stories, but it's just, you know, stories are what brought people to the top because they heard these different stories like, oh, my gosh, they made it through all that. Or how the heck did she make it up there? And, you know, you hear the story, like, that's unbelievable. If you would have heard the bumps in the road of Crystal and I, you know, on the journey to ambassador, you'd just be like, why did you even keep going? But I'll tell you what, each morning that I get to take, you know, the girls to the bus stop, I look back and say it's worth it. You know, looking back to when I have to get up and get in the work van every morning, I don't have to do that anymore. It's worth it. I get to go bow hunt whenever the heck I want. It's worth it. You know, I get to spend every day with Crystal. It's worth it. So those bumps in the road, bumps in the journey, whatever, it might be tough. It might look, you know, just rough, but my gosh, it's worth it. And I'm telling you that it's like, it's not just our sob story. It's every one of the ambassadors. It's funny when we get together because like every one of us is just like, you wouldn't believe this. You know, we have like 5 or 6, you know, you one up each other. Somebody says something, you're like, oh, dude, you wouldn't believe this. Every ambassador has just a rough story. It was just, you know, the path was not this. I'm telling you. It was this, and then wham, and you just keep getting knocked down. When you're on the verge of something great, something's in the way. And actually, that's a note here. We have it, and it's just a second here. When you're at peace, prepare for war. Mark Pentecost said that. He kind of opened up with that. It was amazing. I'm gonna go way off on a tangent here. So why don't we continue on? This was phenomenal. No, it was a phenomenal event. It really was. I'll tell you, we've been in the business for 6 years. And I've got about 6 pages of notes here from this event. We've been going to events for 6 years now, and I'm still taking notes. You know, I don't show up there and just say, I know it all. There's always something to learn. And these notes here are things that I haven't heard before. It was powerful. Some good stuff.
Yeah, and just the last thing I'll quickly say on that before I move on to the next thing is because that was really cool. I mean, just sitting down with people that are really successful and kind of hearing about their struggles and different things that they've overcome, because so many times I think so many of the people in the business, you know, they see these people that are really successful and they want what they have. But the thing is they're not willing to go through the struggles that we've gone through to get to where we're at, or they're not willing to kind of, we hate to say sacrifice, they're not willing to put the investments in that we have put in with our time, with our family, you know, taking time away from things, missing events. You know, I shared with somebody the other day that you know, my first year in this business, I joined when my babies were 6 months old, and I barely remember anything of their first year because I was pushing so hard. But you know what? Just like Josh said, it was a sacrifice, and you know what? It was worth it because I was going to be busy either way. You know, who knows? With whether or not I was working this business, who knows how much of that time I would have remembered because I was a new mom to twins. It was crazy. It was busy.
Mm-hmm.
But I was growing a business on top of that, but it was worth it because every single day of my life now, I get to wake up with my daughters and my son, and we are a full-time family. And if I wouldn't have put that time in, we wouldn't be where we are today. So just wanted a quick touch on that, you know, you see the success, but you don't see the struggle. You know, you have to be willing to put the work in.
And it's funny, you know, because like everything hurts so bad at the moment. But when I'm talking about these ambassadors, you know, we bring up them little rough patches or whatever, like, you wouldn't believe this. And guess what? We all laugh about it because it doesn't hurt so much anymore. It feels damn good, you know? So just got to get through that, just push through.
Jessica said just real quick in the chat, can you elaborate a little bit more on when you're at peace, prepare for war? Like, okay. What does that mean? Maybe do like your quick version.
Well, to go real deep with it is actually Jim Rohn does a good video on it, and it's all summer long, ants are preparing for winter. So all summer long, when everybody's relaxing, laying on the beach, just relaxing, hanging out, having a good time, them ants, they could be just laying there in their little sand pit, having a good time. They're preparing for winter. All summer long, they're preparing for winter. So that's kind of like a little bit of a way to think about it. And Jim Rohn does a phenomenal job on this. So what would that look like for us? What that looks like for us is right now we're in our busy season. People are looking to get fit, Crystal told me to hang on. But so what would that look like for us? Yeah, people right now, it's go time, man. People are ready to get fit. People are ready to get skinny. It's the workout season. You know, there's still the goal. What am I trying to say? New Year's resolutions are still around and stuff. And you know, Minnesota, we get 3-4 months to show off our beach body. So right now it's go time in the health and wellness industry. That means bust your tail, prepare for winter right now, because guess what? You get them on your products, on your, you get them as loyal customers or distributors, get them moving right now. It's a whole lot easier to do it right now than it will be in the winter, right? So that's kind of what it looks like for us. But yeah, prepare for peace, or prepare for, what is it again? When you're at peace, prepare for war. Yeah, that's, I guess, kind of roughly what it would be. You can relate it to many, many things, though. It's that when times are good, just be prepared, because they're going to, there's something that's coming up around the corner. There was actually a phenomenal Tony Robbins video as well. And it's that successful people are successful because instead of reacting, they respond. They know that things are going to change. The world changes every day, right? Things are going to change ahead. If everybody's like, oh yeah, times are great and it's going to be like this forever, that's how naive. There's no way. The world's changing daily. So we have to prepare and have a response and not react. Actually, that's another one that's even Mark hit on this. He said, fear is a reaction. Courage is action. So it just, and I've heard this several times lately, and whenever you hear something several times from powerful leaders, that means write it down and tear it apart and dig into it. So that's how he worded it. It's fear is a reaction and courage is action. But again, with the Tony Robbins, the way he put it was, successful people are successful because they respond, they don't react. Somebody that was uneducated or unprepared would react like, oh, it's falling apart. Oh my gosh, what do I do? And somebody that's prepared is going to respond. They already have a response. They have a plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Okay, let's go over to Kayla. Kayla, are you on? You'll have to unmute you.
Yes, I'm on. Hi, how are you? Amazing. How are you?
Good. So this was your first Diamond and Above event with corporate, right? Okay, so that had to have been pretty cool, huh?
It's amazing, yeah.
Okay, so give us one or two of your aha moments from the event.
So probably my biggest aha moment was at the Diamond and Above, and you guys kind of quoted some of the notes that I have right here, and it's a lot about fear. I'm a pretty yellow person. I'm not one to just approach somebody. I'm not one to blitzing is the scariest thing in my life because I overthink it. And one of the things that Mark said was hesitation is the enemy and overthinking kills confidence. So what he was saying was like how important confidence is. And he kind of talked a little bit about like how, because some people can say, I know that I was with Naomi and she was like, somebody asked me like how I'm so confident. And I know that one of the things that Mark said was confidence is the willingness to try. And then I think you already quoted this, and it said you can't control how you feel, but you can always control how you act. Mm-hmm. Don't overthink it, be bold. And so that, wait, I'm like, but that was like a huge aha moment for me because I tend to overthink things a lot. And his talk about the fear being a reaction and courage being an action. I'm like, okay, so just choose to be courageous. Just choose to do it. And I know that I've heard, Crystal, I know that I've heard you say so many times, like 10 seconds of insane courage, like just do it. So that was probably one of my biggest aha moments. And then also just the time with you guys and the time spent outside of the events too. And I know that green carpet that's like a big thing for us and like your team and the ones who always go there, because you get so many little like tidbits as you go along and you're just like, oh my gosh. And that's how I felt, like the last night that we were there. And I mean, the only 2 nights that I was there, I guess. I feel like I was there for so long. It wasn't even 48 hours.
That's awesome.
But, yeah.
I love that hesitation quote that you pulled up. I have that here too.
Yeah.
And you can talk yourself right out of it,
Oh, I do that all the time. I thought, because I don't even remember who said it. They were like, have you ever had that person where you were like, oh my gosh, she is so amazing. I need to blitz her. She's going to be awesome at this. I can't do it. Like, I need her on my team. And then you're like, and then I'll just overthink it. I'm like, no, look at, like, she probably has this job. She doesn't have time for this. And like, I'm like, gosh, I could have been ambassador by now if I would have just stopped overthinking everything that I do. Just do it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I think so many times too, like I tell this to people all the time, that the feeling of, gosh, I wish I would have blitzed her and I didn't, is worse than if you just stinking did it and gave them the card. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's not what happened. So that's so true. That's so key. Awesome. Well, it was awesome hanging out with you. Thanks so much, Kayla, for sharing with us.
Fun. You are very welcome.
All right. Debbie, are you on?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good. So
I'm excited for this rain and cold.
Yeah, I know, right? It's after Arizona, it's a little bit of a climate change. So this was your first Diamond and Above event too, correct?
I think so.
Corporate? Yeah. So that probably one of the smaller events that you've been at with, Mark and Pam and Mike and whatnot. So pretty cool, I'm sure. So same thing, share with everybody a couple of your takeaways that you took away from either the Diamond and Above night or just the boot camp in general or just hanging out time.
Absolutely. So I've been in networks for 5 years now. And so the Diamond and Above group was really awesome. And so most of my notes are probably from that evening. And you guys hit the nail on the head on most of my notes here. The one thing that I noticed was change what you do every day to make your cold market warm. And so I've been in this business a long time, and I think, I keep telling myself I've already tried my warm market, and I think my warm market was my cold market when I started. Mm-hmm. And so, building your relationships on your social media, on your Instagram, Facebook, just even in real life, just talking to people, and like Tay said, get them to love you and trust you and that kind of stuff, to make your cold market warm. So that's something I will definitely be working on more.
Yeah, that was good. I love Mark said too, he was teasing around, but he's like, I heard once he's like, if you're something about switching churches, like,
Oh yeah, no.
if you've got a cold market, it's time to change churches.
Yeah, if he said if you're on a warm market, it's time to switch churches.
But that's
It was a joke. He said
it was a joke, but I mean, it's also serious. Like, you know, if you no longer have a warm market, then it's time to try some new things and meet some new people, whether it's getting your kids in a new activity that you can meet some new people or trying something new. Like, it's so true. Like,
Crystal used to cut my hair. She worked in the salon, right? Well, I go to a new stylist every time.
Yeah, I can totally cut his hair, but I'm like, I don't want to. I don't have the time for it. I'm not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
And you can go meet somebody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gymnastics, whatever.
Another fun thing when we were having lunch that day, Saturday, was there was this lady sitting behind us and we were totally crowding her space, and we took a chair from her table, and I kept talking to her, and I was like, oh, I'll totally blitz her. And then like 5 minutes later, Josh is already handing her his card, and I was like, you darn it. But I was like, that's awesome that Josh is like just so that was cool. That was cool to see you doing it in action yourself. So like I said, leaders, you know, if you follow the people that are doing it. So
Josh doesn't wait for the right opportunity. Like, and you probably noticed this, Debbie, because just, I mean, he doesn't wait for that like prime time. Usually he's just kind of like, okay, this lady sees all these people. Like, I'm imagining in your head, you were probably thinking, I'm going to give her a card before somebody else does. Jumping on the opportunity, and, you know.
There was a couple winks and smiles and
oh man, that's so funny. The other one I thought was really good was when Mike Patillo talked about Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
Dude.
And she gets paid $10,000 for every tweet that's for someone else, and she gets paid almost $500,000 for every Instagram post for someone else. And so, you know, she's got a lot of influence, and he wanted to remind us that we all have influence too. And then he kind of challenged us to think about the last 2 weeks of posts that we did. And if you were paid $10,000 a post, would you have posted the same things? And I've been trying to rack that through my brain. I kept getting so confused about that because I'm like, oh, I post all the time. I would be paid like crazy. But then I do think about there's some people that just don't consistently post, and you're not going to get paid for sharing a recipe. You're not going to, you know, like a food recipe. You're not going to get paid on, I don't know, a random family picture. But you are going to, if you think about your lifestyle post, a post holding a product, a post wearing the clothes and just being something inspirational, you know, think about those as being $10,000 posts, and as well as blitzing, online parties, rapping, home parties, Zooms, you know, think of that as $10,000 every time, because we could be getting paid like that. And, you know, ambassadors, Black Diamonds, that's pretty much how they are getting paid. You know, that's how much it's worth. And even if you're scared of 10,000 as a number, make it 500 or 1,000, and, you know, think of your posts like that. So that's what I like.
got that note too, and that was extremely powerful. I thought that was awesome. The way I took it was that he was kind of saying quality over quantity. And then there's some things like you're saying about like family posts or recipes or whatever, and there's some things you need to do for interaction, for algorithms and whatnot. But basically, if you're going to do a business post, if you're going to throw a business post out there, it's quality, not quantity. You know, it's not like 5 business posts a day, just 3 phenomenal ones. A good, clear, beautiful picture of yourself with the product, whatever it is, or a thoughtful post, something thoughtful, like, why am I in this business? Maybe ask yourself that question and answer it on social media. What do I love about this business? And then answer it on social media. Just a good, authentic post. A $10,000 post is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. I mean, because I know we were talking about it afterwards, and that's kind of what, when we heard that, that's kind of what we thought about, how much do you think that you deserve to get paid for this post? Are you just copy and pasting it, and you're just, being really lazy with it, and it's got somebody else's website on the picture and whatever it may be, you know what I mean? Like, are you taking the time? And that's something that, we talk about a lot with our team, is that, we need to stop that. We need to, you can use people's posts for inspiration, but take a little bit of time. You want to be getting paid big money, then take a little bit of time out of your life to put a little bit of your own personality, your own thoughtfulness in there, because it's going to go so much further with your network.
Like Kay said earlier, if you're treating this thing like a career, show it.
Yep.
Or if you expect big things out of this, if you want a $500 a month paycheck or a $2,000 a month paycheck, or you want to go diamond, then your post should look like $10,000. Let's just say this: if Kim Kardashian starts putting out some slop, if she starts putting out some stuff that's just like, oh, I just seen that yesterday, same thing from her, it's copy and paste or whatever, it's junk, her influence is going to go down. Nobody's going to want it anymore, and they wouldn't pay her 2 cents for it. The quality over quantity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. I love it. Well, thanks, Debbie. We're going to move on to the next one because I know we want to try to keep this under an hour for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, so let's go to Rachel. I think Rachel was going to hop on. I don't know. I haven't seen her. It's hard with so many people on. Okay. Well, if you do hop on, Rachel.
I just had to unmute myself. Sorry.
No.
I'm in the middle of bath time with the kids. So I got one in bed so far, and now I'm doing the other.
Oh, perfect. Are you good, or do you want us to come back to you? We got one more person.
Come back to me in a couple minutes.
Okay. All right. Let's hop over to Naomi.
Hey. Hey, girl. Hey.
The life of the party.
Just code blue.
I love it. Okay, so we always have fun with you. You're an absolute blast, so I'm excited to hear from you. But share with everybody a couple of your takeaways.
All right, awesome. I'm super thankful. This is my first time speaking on one of these, so confiance on deck. But anyways, my gosh, I don't even know where to start. So yes, this is my first boot camp. I've been to quite a few events, and I do have to say that for sure, every single event I've been to has been the best investment I've ever made in myself and in my business, but more myself than anything. And my very first event was Green Carpet last year, and I told myself that when I went to Green Carpet last year, I wanted to be ambassador, so I'm going to reach out to an ambassador, and who better than my own. So I ended up pulling them off to the side a little bit and having a one-on-one, and it's changed my business and my person, my whole soul, I guess, so thank you. But Pheonix was amazing. I got 2 pages of notes from tonight. I've been to a lot of different events, so for me to have 2 pages just off 45 minutes so far, like, take notes, guys, for real. Like, this stuff is crazy. But so one of my biggest things that I took away from it, I didn't get to go to the Diamond and Above event, but just let it be known, I'm throwing it out there, I will be at the next one. And one of the biggest things to me is, people ask me about, well, what does the wrap do? How does it work? And often I overcomplicate it, and then I go into what toxins are and massages, drink water, flush them out. It's just too much. And there was quite a few mentions of when people ask what the wrap does, just show them your before and after. Or if you're blitzing someone and they're like, well, what is it? This is what it is. This is how it works. Show them the picture on the card or show them your own. And then they said, the first person that speaks loses. So you just want to tell them this is what it is, this is how it works, and leave it at that. And then let them lead the conversation from there. But keep it short and simple, you guys. The thing I've been overcomplicating. Every time I go to a place, I'm like, okay, I need to keep it even less. Josh just said to make 3 amazing posts a day. I make like 10. Okay, I really need to stop. I just need to bring it back and keep it simple, and I'd be out of my phone quite a bit more. The next thing that really stuck out to me, someone said, if you have a 16-year-old child, do you bathe them, or are you teaching them how to bathe, or have you taught them how to bathe? Okay, that me as being a newer leader in the business, I need to keep that into myself because I find myself trying to micromanage or manage people and keep stuff together. But I've showed them all how to do it. And if they really want to do it, they're just going to do it. Mm-hmm. And so you teach your child how to bathe. You're not bathing them. And that's exactly what we are. We work in 3 simple steps. It's 3 simple steps. And just keep it at that. Another one real quick is your customer should always become your friend. So every customer that you sign, you should make a one-on-one connection with them and grow some type of relationship like what was mentioned earlier. And then in return, they're going to become your residual income at the same time. I mean, not to say that that's all they are to you, because these relationships that I've built in this company in the past year and a few months, I'm 31. I have never had such amazing people in my life. Customers, DT, sideline sisters, upline, what have you. I've never had such amazing circle. And so, share your story with them, and you can always offer them a sister product. And going on to that, there was someone that said in there, every time you sign a loyal customer, you receive an email that you received a loyal customer. Flag that email, and it goes into its own folder. And then you can, when these Mother Day gift packs that are out right now, you could easily go into there and blind carbon copy everybody so they don't see, whatever, and make either a blank message or personally email each one of them with a personal message. That's a lot easier than anything else. I understand the groups, but I find myself trying to backtrack, and then I get overwhelmed working in the past and not working for my future. So I think from now on, I went back and I searched loyal customer, and I flagged all of them, and they're in my loyal customer folder. And tonight I'm going out and I'm emailing each one of them about the Mother's Day packs, because it's an amazing deal that's out right now. And then another thing that really stuck out to me real quick, I think this is my last one. You guys know I talk too much. I'm sorry. Was Kayla. Kayla and I were sitting at Bootcamp on Saturday, and I've been following this. I want this girl as my DT so bad, and I've told her how amazing she would be on my team. I don't know how many times. She's supposed to come to St. Cloud. That's the reason I drove to St. Cloud. She had a migraine, but then was snapping. She was in the car going to meet up with a couple of her girlfriends somewhere else, and I was like, But so she messaged me, and I looked at Kayla, and I was like, I need help with her. I don't know. And so she responded, and Kayla's like, well, just, she's yellow. And so here I go writing chapters, and Kayla's like, keep it simple, stupid. And I was like, I was like, you do it for me.
I did not say that. I said, I did not say keep it simple, stupid. I would never say that.
That's what stuck out to me, because that's what I correlate. Whatever you said to me, I correlate it to what I heard in a personal training one day. Sorry, but she said
I looked at the novel you were writing, and I was like, remember, the shorter the better, or short and sweet or something. Sorry.
The acronym is keep it simple. I think it's keep it super simple or keep it simple sweetie. But we probably heard it from me, Naomi, because I said it's keep it simple, stupid, because that's what I say in my head.
Right? And Kayla had to jump in and correct it with her yellow self. But so yeah, so she helped me, and she wrote, seriously, I've heard before too, keep it to 3 or 4 sentences and that's it. And I actually got her on the phone, and she's signing within 2 weeks. So that was just another aha to me, was just you're just overworking it. But be persistent, be consistent. You guys, highly, 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 highly recommend going to an event. I've been in the business a little over a year, and I'm telling you, the connections I've met are unreal, and we can all relate to a struggle, or 1,800 of them, but who's counting? And again, I appreciate it. Pheonix was amazing. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing. All right, we got one more person to share, and then I have just a couple quick little nuggets. I know we're going just a little over time right now because we got started a little late, but hang with us if you can. All right, let's hop over to Rachel.
Hey.
You ready? Hello.
Oh, I don't have a whole lot to add because pretty much everybody has said and everything already. Do you want to see?
Never go last time. I love it. Hey, mom life, right?
What can you do? Well, this is why I never join on these meetings, because it always seems like it's on the nights that my husband works, and so I got to put both kids to bed by myself, and this is what I'm doing at 8 o'clock.
Well, we're glad you're on. Give us an aha moment.
Well, I think it's towards the end when they went into the audience and did the audience kind of questions and answers and dialogue was pretty helpful for me, just because it was nice to hear some of the other people's struggles with the business, just because, I mean, you hear all these success stories left and right and all these amazing, oh, I made it to, double diamond in 4 days or whatever. And it's really hard for me to hear because I haven't seen any of that kind of success yet. For as long as I've been in the business, it's been really disheartening. So I do keep trying, but it's nice to know that there are other people that struggle as well. And I'm just trying to get past the part that, I'm not where I wanted to be by now, but I'm still trying to get there. I'm clawing at it with my fingernails. So.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you were at the event, which is huge, even though you live right there in that area. But
and it wasn't hot, by the way. It's 85 degrees is not up.
Stories. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do it. But no, it was awesome to have you there. And I absolutely agree with that. That's probably one of the coolest things. They did that at conference this year. And then they continued it on at the boot camps, going into the audience and just taking some questions. They would just say, is anybody not where they want to be? Or has anybody got fear or whatever? And people just raised hands and they kind of just went with it. And I think that I know for me at conference and at this event too, that was one of the coolest things for me to see, because I think sometimes we do feel isolated, like nobody else is dealing with, where you're at, or, you can tend to feel alone, when in reality, a lot of people are there. And a lot of times it's just real simple. It's just as easy as somebody saying, get over it a little bit more, So yeah, I think that was awesome. Well, thanks so much for hopping on during bath time. I appreciate it. All right. So I just have a couple more little things that I want to throw in there. A lot of everything that I had written down in my notes was said too, but there's just a couple things that are more of like business building things that I thought were really awesome. One of the things was make sure that you always ask if people are interested in the opportunity. So when you're getting ready to sign up a loyal customer, saying, I just have to ask, are you interested in making some extra income, or do you know anybody who may be interested in making some extra income? Because for only $40 more, you can get these products at wholesale plus make some cash as well. And for me, like I kind of do that, but I feel like sometimes I'm really good about it and then I get away from it. And I've definitely been away from it for a while. And I loved that wording, for only $40 more, you can not only get the products for wholesale, but you can also make some extra income as well. So make sure that you're asking, because actually the gal, was it Sherilyn?
Yep.
She was saying that she was, getting ready to sign up as a loyal customer, super excited about trying the products as a loyal customer, was at a good place. I mean, I think she even said like they weren't super struggling or anything, or at least they didn't look like they were super struggling. But she had said, somebody asked her that and said, for only $40 more, you can do this and make extra money as well. And now she's, one of the top people in the company. Yep. So make sure that you're asking, because that one little question, that moment of not being afraid and just asking them, they're going to say yes or they're going to say no. But if they say yes, you literally have the opportunity to change somebody's complete future with just asking them the question, and them in turn changing yours if you sign them up on your team. So
rather than just saying, yes, I got a customer and moving on, gotta offer it. Another way she worded it just quick is, do you want to get skinny, or do you want to get skinny and make money? Or if they're not trying to get skinny, do you want to get healthy, or do you want to get healthy and make money? So that's kind of some of her wording that she threw out there.
And just keeping it super simple, I mean, I think so many times people say, well, I don't want to be pushy. Well, just letting them know that there's this awesome opportunity with this is not being pushy. So just make sure you keep it simple and ask. This was really good. This is a little bit more inspirational, but Joel Dunn said on stage, it's not a matter of if, it's when, but that's only if you don't quit. So many times it's not. So what we're saying there is, it's not a matter of if you're going to be successful, it's when you're going to be successful. But the second half of that is if you choose not to quit. If you choose to quit, then you're never going to get there. And we always say that's the only way to fail.
He followed that up with this, and this is with Joel Dunn's kind of chippiness, like a little bit of sarcasm, whatever he has, on stage there. And it's, he's standing up there and he's kind of talking, giving us like a little bit of his wisdom or whatever, his knowledge, just a little speech. And he says, you see, there's supposed to be this other phenomenal leader up here with me. He's supposed to be talking right now, But the problem is he quit. And what he's saying is everybody comes across these struggles in their journey or whatever. And as long as you power through that could be you up on stage with him, giving a speech, talking to these people about how to build a business. And so I just thought that was so powerful, the way he worded that.
All right. So another one was make sure, and we talk about this all the time, but it's just a really good reminder. Make sure you're always getting people's info when you're connecting with them, whether you're networking or you're blitzing them, whatever it may be. Someone said, get their info. Otherwise, you're planting the seed, but you're not there for the harvest. So you're planting that seed. And there's so many times that I know that I've been there for the harvest for people because somebody didn't get their information, where I'll be talking to somebody and they'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard about this, but they don't know where they heard about it, or they met somebody, but they don't know them. They have no connection to them. Well, now they see it works on my shirt and they're ready to sign, so I am the one who got the harvest from them planting that seed. You don't want that. You don't want that to happen. You want to make sure that you're connecting with them. So make sure you're always doing that. And then I'll just end with this. If your business isn't growing, it's dying. That was something that was said. Mike Patillo said it at the first night at the leadership event. And I think that that's such a good reminder for us to remember that you need to make sure that you're growing constantly and consistently with this thing, because if it's not growing, it's dying. There's no way to coast uphill. So if you're coasting in your business, it's dying. It's going downhill. You're on the downslope. So make sure that you're always taking the time to grow, become better. If you want more, you need to become more. It's so important. So if there's anything else you want to add in, Josh, definitely go ahead.
I just want to mention
if there's anything that you guys want to add in.
The power of events. That's
what I was going to say. We need to talk about that quick.
Events, it's we're pumped right now. We're jacked up, fired up, just ready to roll. And it's because of events. It's because of what we just came out of. It's because of the boot camp. It's because of the first night we were there. And you want to know why they were on fire? Because they just came out of an event. Mark, Pam, Mike, they all got recognized for was it number 30 or 33 or something?
Yeah, so they just came out of the DSN and they were number 3, and Mark got
no, not 3.
Or 33. I'm sorry.
33.
Mark got the legacy award or some
Either
sort
way,
of
came out of
award.
There,
they were fired
came
up.
out of the event, were recognized for for their phenomenal achievement in this industry. And so they were on fire. They heard from several powerful leaders and they were jacked up and ready to roll, and they showed up to this event and just poured it into us, that excitement. I'll tell you, excitement's caught, not taught. We can't teach you how to be excited, but we can get you to an event and you're going to hear something that's going to light you up. You're going to relate with it. You're going to be ready to roll. So definitely get to the events.
Well, and it was so cool too to hear that, they had said, there's so many things that we're doing right. When they were there, they're hearing from all these top companies and they're saying, oh, there's so many things that we're doing right. But they also said there's so many things that we can do better, and where they were excited about what they took away from that event and what they're going to be incorporating into it. So you guys, events are where it's at. I will tell you, every big boom I've ever had in my business has came right after an event. Without events, there is no way I would be where we are today. There's absolutely no way. That's where I caught the vision. So if you feel like you are doing everything right, you are growing yourself, you are plugging into team Zooms, you are doing what we tell you to do, but you're not sure why your business is growing, please trust me, take a leap of faith and get your butt to an event, because it will not only change your business, but it will change your life forever. So we have Michigan Bootcamp coming up. That's going to be on May 5th, I believe. I'll double check, but it's that Friday, Saturday. It's that first weekend in May. So you're going to want to make sure to plug into that. That is in Michigan. You guys have that information in your Wired app.
And Mark's going to be there the whole weekend.
Mark's going to be there the whole weekend. It's going to be incredible. And then also on that weekend, make sure you guys are writing this down. That Saturday of the event, they are going to be releasing green carpet tickets, okay? Green carpet is probably my favorite event in the entire year. I always tell people, if there is only one that you can make it to, obviously the big one is conference. But after that, green carpet is the coolest event to get to. So make sure you get to it. There's so much time for us to connect as a team, to really build this sideline, upline, downline relationships all together. We usually stay in this rinky-dink hotel in Siesta Key, and it's just so much fun. And we're on the beach every single day together. And then we go into an incredible event together. So green carpet will sell out. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to sell out fast. So be ready to go. They're going to have the tickets on sale on Saturday. of the Michigan boot camp and do whatever you need to do to get there, because it is amazing and it will change your life, you guys. I'm so excited for this event. I'm so excited to hang out with you guys at this event. So
I'm excited for the season this business is in, man. We're pumped up.
Absolutely.
I've got about another hour and 45 minutes.
I know, I have so many notes.
Right so maybe we'll have to do a video or something.
Right.
Spill the beans.
Absolutely.
Or you get the bus driver.
Absolutely. So, Carrie Tay, is there anything else you guys want to close with?
Just one last thing for me. I want to appreciate you guys, but I will say we always hear, you know, with like with a lot of things in this business, we hear the same thing over and over. I will say to you tonight is success leaves clues. You just heard Ambassador Diamond's been in. They've had the ups and downs of this business, but they're still top earners, you know, top leaders in this company. You just heard Josh and Crystal say they left this meeting with, you know, a page full of notes, pages full of notes. Me and Carrie left with pages full of notes. And it's not about we don't have the information. It's about taking everything that we've told you on this Zoom tonight, take it and take action. Don't quit, and just know if it's work, if your dreams and your vision and your kids or whatever you're working for, if it's worth every bit of it, then don't quit, and just know that you will be here one day. You will be a top leader in this company. Like Joel and Stephen always say, you are Black Diamond. You are worth this. We believe in you, so just believe in yourself and just keep pushing.
Yeah, my last thing I would say, Tay and I were talking about this today or tonight. We were saying, oh my gosh, like there's just all this good information. But the only thing people are missing is like the next step. You know what I mean? Like we could teach you everything and you could be on the Zoom and you're going to take all these notes, but like who cares if you take notes? Go take action. You know what I mean? Because action is the only thing that will ever make you money in this business. And we get paid to do two things. We don't even get paid to be on Zoom, you guys. We get paid to enroll loyal customers and enroll distributors. And if you're not doing one of those things, that means you're not taking enough action. And so that would be my thing for you, is just go do it. You know what I mean? Like you already know how to do it. We're going to tell you over and over again, just go do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for being on the Tuesday Night Team Zoom. We will see you guys next week. Get out there and kill month end. And thanks, Carrie, for letting us use your Zoom account. I'm going to need to upgrade mine. This was awesome. All right. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.